And we're back. What's up, everyone? It's GleeCon. We're going to dive back into our show, Lore of Warcraft. On today's episode, we're going to continue our completionist walkthrough. We're doing every quest in the game that's possible. And we're on to Eastern Plaguelands. We started that yesterday, and we really didn't do a ton. We got off to killing some of Tyrion Fordbring's quests. I'd say we're somewhere in the ballpark of like 75% with his first three. And we did a little bit with old Pamela Redpath as well. So stay a while and listen as we take Contessa, our rat paladin with the super cool sword that she stole from the top of the lower Blackrock Spire. And here we go. She's back and ready to roll. So what do we have to do right now? We do still have to kill some doggies. They are all around in these 3 tiers. We could make a little stop on the way. I mean, we need Hameya's key. I kind of want to... Maybe we just take a journey and go up and get Hameya's key. And kill dogs on the way. That sounds fun. And then we'll on the way back, we'll stop and pick up some of these quests. We do not need any more slabs of delicious, succulent carrion worm meat. We're good there. We don't need these noxious plague bats. They're looking big and scary. I'm good on those. But we need regular plague hounds, and then their more ravenous upgraded buddies. Also, as always, we're going to keep our mind's eye, peeled for thorium. There are a couple of rich nodes that spawn in this zone. Although this is not my favorite zone for thorium. I felt like Blackrock or Burning Steppes was a little bit more fruitful. Sometimes we found one on one of the videos that spawned on there. There's a regular plague hound. We need 5 of them. We haven't killed any so far. We still need 13 runts. I forgot about that. Probably should have killed those before I came down up this way, but okay. We're going to make our journey. I want to see how hard it's going to be to get Hameya's key. Oh, you jerk. So I didn't look and see what that disease did, but I'm sure it wasn't going to be good. There you go, nice chop. Our girl here, hopefully we'll get some more cool things from quests. We still could use a nice pair of boots and a nice pair of pants, while our boots... Our boots are meh. I feel like that's going to be the easiest upgrade. The pants, while green, are pretty solid with a 17 strength and a +1 to crit. So they're not like... As far as greens go, it's pretty solid. Come here, you little beastie. Come here, you plague hound. I don't even care if we get all 5 as we make our way up. Oh, I do need to kind of cut over around this wall. It does physical damage taken increased. No spank. So I anticipate us being able to finish this quest today. Being able to finish Hameya. And then going and turning in and getting kind of some of the next... Yeah, there's Blood of Heroes. That was how we got our death yesterday. I was playing on hardcore mode. That would have been the end of my run. I tried to pick some up. And then my inventory was full, so I didn't even get the Blood of Heroes. And then, like these elite dudes spawned. It was a pain in the butt. And they killed me. Some elite, like, orcish heroes. At least 2. Might have just been 2. Like level 60 elite style. Okay, here's the Frenzied Plague Hounds. I see a couple. We need 5 of these as well. No, I see 3. So, these we can start picking up pretty easily as we head on over. Okay. Oh, there comes the frenzy at the end. Now, we don't have to get these all on the way. A start of 3 is a pretty... there's monstrous plague bat. Yeah, I don't know why he wanted us to kill this variety of hounds, but not the variety of plague bats. Just maybe the other plague bats were just more annoying. It's like, just kill the babies. Tons of them. Little rage. I know I could maximize my damage a little more. Who cares? I mean, I just also don't want to sit around and wait on mana, so... Like, do these count as demons? They do, so I could, like, get an exorcism on there like that. Why not? But then very quickly, my homegirl here will start, like, okay, we did an exorcism and a judgment, and then, now we're at half mana. Someone was over here recently. I see a dead gargoyle. This is already the 4th one, so looking pretty good for our frenzied kills. Just hope Hameya is not, like, surrounded by a bunch of elites. Nice, you bum. I don't even know if we've been up there. We might have went up there. I mean, we've unlocked it before, so I think maybe that's the troll area we went up for those lost tablets. Okay, here's some more frenzies. And this will be our last one of the frenzies, so that's good. Then we'll just need 7 runts to make our way back down, and 3 regular plague hounds. So that place is not elites, it is full of dudes, though. So... I guess I can mount up at this point. Now that I'm not going to be killing. He saw me! He's coming! That's a Carrion Devourer. We got all our Carrion off grubs, and maybe we would have went after these big old Devourers. It would have been better. I didn't even know that the Blighted Elementals could come over on this side. Maybe that's another place you can go get that quest done? I don't know. That quest for the Hydraxian Waterlords. Oh, here's a ghost. A Death Singer. Banshee. Okay, we're in Northdale. What the heck? The Eyeless Watcher just came out of nowhere. I wonder if he was stealthed. Me need to run. So I got 2 of these bad boys chasing me down. Alright, down to 1. Why? That was rude. I was just passing through their little town. And they decided to punch me up. Alright, so here's the troll. Now, we did just recently read some non-canon lore about the undead plague, and they specified the undead that you see are not, if you see them, the Scourge Plague only affects humans. Now, I don't know if that's still canon. And that means any other undead you see are not, they're risen by necromancy. Because we've seen a few, like, there are undead trolls. But I guess when you see the undead trolls, you're seeing, like, some witch doctor kind of stuff. So, good to know. Oh, I'm full again on inventory. Alright, now that we're done killing all the beasties, I guess I'll drop these evil bad eyes. I'm gonna fight my way up here. Do not want to draw those 2 guys over there. There's a Night Elf dude. Hopefully they're not here for Hameya. Hopefully they're here for the evil, whatever those tiles. So anyway, these guys are not undead though. These are just the Mossflayer tribe. So what's the story with the Mossflayer tribe? Well, if you look at it, they are right near where Quel'Thalas would be. So this is that group of trolls that was attacking. I think I still have some powerful mojo, yeah. This is from that group of trolls. These are like adjacent. They're one of the tribes that really caused serious trouble with the High Elves. They also I mean, they're steeped in a land of undeath. That's messed up, bro. So there's that element of it too. Now my mana's getting pretty low. He hexed me and then was draining my soul. I don't like that. Now my mana's pretty low. Alright, so I guess I could have rode in here. These Moss Flare Cannibals. I don't remember if this is the same kind of guy that... Yeah, there goes the Hex to the Drain combo. Oh, that's annoying. Thought about using the Repentance on him. I guess I should because it's a pretty... Yeah. Darn it, are you kidding me? Now a Shadow Hunter just aggroed on. Why? I don't know. Okay, what can they do? He had a bow. Now we're fighting mano a mano. What else can we toss here? Guess I'm gonna stop this Ichor because I don't need that anymore. I'm gonna have to drink after this one. Do not have enough. How much to cast that? 580, pretty close. Alright, I'm gonna drink after this, and then I just have to remember now, this has to become part of my routine to drink, to buy drink when I'm in town. Because if I did that, I'd be just fine. And I mean, I'm okay on gold. I'm waiting until I get to be around 1,000. I think that's how much you need for high level riding, but I'm not 100% sure. And I know I don't have to buy a mount because we can get one part of our quest line. All right, there it. Oh, why? Okay, but I see the dude right there, infiltrator. What's his name? Hameya. Why? It's not fair when they hex me that it's a hex that I can't. They can still continue to hit me through. It's not a fair kind of hex. All right, so jerk. Alright, the key is, can I get to that guy when he pats out these dudes coming? And they are like... There are... When you get close, they do... That's not the guy either. Where? There he is. I have to kind of wait for him to pat a little bit better. That guy, like, I'll just kill some of these people to clear the area out because it can get dicey real fast. Okay. I feel like I want to get this guy because he's... The scouts also run. They do that. Like, their first instinct is to just immediately run. See, he's patting over here. I need to pull him when he kind of goes over to this corner. Fight this way, bud. Got me hamstrung. No, this guy spawned. This Moss Slayer spawned. Okay. Yikes. Oh my gosh. Drink a potion. Why? That is annoying. Oh. Oh man. I may have to lay on hands. Oh gosh, I'm 100% have to lay on hands. At least I got the guy I needed. That was annoying. And he just hit me with a curse. The stupid moss flare that popped up out of the ground. Stupid. I don't think he, like, did anything to me. No, these guys are undead, the infected moss flare. But they can't be infected by the scourge. We've already talked about that. That stupid punch to the ground. They're so annoying. Stamen Spear 29. Alright, well, we've accomplished our mission. Even though it required us to bust out our lay on hands. We got Hameya's key. Okay. Alright, so now we're gonna mount up and head back down. We need some regular plague hounds. And then I need some regular demon. I guess I'm gonna work. Oh crap. Bad news. I guess I'm gonna work my way back down to get over to where Hameya's Plea was. Ugh, let me get out of here. That wasn't the best. Not the smoothest, most impressive, amazing run or anything on the part of old GleeCon. But, got the job done. Hey, True Silver. Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay on that right now. I don't feel like diverting. Alright, so we're gonna head down here to look at some more. We need 3 regular plague hounds. We're gonna start that as part of our journey next. Get off me, you bozo. We've got the key for Hameya's Plea. We've killed our frenzied plague. Like, we're making pretty good progress for only having been in the game here for, I don't know, 15-ish minutes, 15, 20. Can't really complain. That's frenzied still. This really is a cool zone. I really like this a lot. I like how all the little towns have names. I like these ribbons that go through the gullets and whatever they were supposed to be. Maybe breaks against the scourge, or if they are kind of like when the Lich King came through into Quel'Thalas, like, is this areas where he walked through these areas and it really, that's a small thorium thing. I'll go back and grab that. Yeah, so we're 10. So we're down to needing the final we're down to needing our final 10 kills for the first round of kills for Tyrion. And my thing wore off at the last second. All right, let's go get that. I guess I'll save my wolf stuff since I still have more to kill. Just a oneer. So far, now we are almost 2 hours into questing in the zone. We found 2 single pieces of ore. That's it. So now it could be that this place is being farmed right now by aggressive farmers. I don't really see tons and tons of bots anymore. I think they've mostly moved on. There might be like a couple just to hold the bot fort down. But I really don't think the juice isn't worth the squeeze as much for the bots on classic vanilla when they have anniversary and retail and all that stuff. I mean, what are you gonna do? Just so annoying. I mean, but all a bot really is, I guess, is like a super aggressive. They have no other point in their life other than to find the ways to exploit the economic components of the game to make profits, and which then inevitably stops other people from having agency on their own. It greatly impedes the competition for resources in an unnatural way, which pisses people off. And it jacks up the prices because these resources are being farmed and commodities, regardless of, they're not sensitive to demand and supply in a way that an organically grown economy might. But again, to say organic, like, this is capitalism. It's the difference between a company that has figured out how to mass farm or mass produce materials like agricultural materials. But the difference is that when that happens, in the real world, if the price is driven down, the ratio of getting where it should, once there's so much more supply. But the problem with World of Warcraft is these nodes are, for all intents and purposes, finite. So the person that when they're driving when capitalistic enterprises find out ways to mass produce pork or grain, they are also creating more of the nodes of the material themselves. So they are injecting the goods into the raw resources into the economy, as well as the finished product, which drives everything down. Now there are other ways that those agencies create corruption, because then they will do things like make it like the guy that we figured out a way to increase pork, and we're going to make tons of hot dogs. Hot dogs are going to be everywhere. We'll drop the price. The price of hot dogs will go down from our mass produced, and then they will go meet up with the people that make buns or whatever, and they'll be like, we're going to buy a bulk ton of buns, and because we want to buy so many buns, we want a deal. Okay, all this normal, fine, makes sense. They're rewarded. They become somewhat innovative, and now you can guarantee me that I'm going to have a guaranteed sale of whatever, 800 tons of buns. I'll give you a discount on that since you're a guaranteed sale. Well, the problem is that then these same companies we use attempt to develop monopolies by let's say, okay, well, we can't compete with that, but let's say me and I have 10 other friends that all make hot dogs. We decide to make a collective. We amongst ourselves, we guarantee with that same company the same size number of order as, say, Oscar Mayer. So we make a collective, and then you leave it up to us. We'll go divvy it up, like we're the hot dog sellers of whatever. But then Oscar Mayer or whoever, big hot dog, gets a whiff of that. And they say, okay, well, as part of our deal, we want the set price point just like them, but also, if you want to give us Mr. Bun Factory, if you want our business, we also want you to write into our contract that you will not give this deal to anybody else. So that's where things become. Now you're not just increasing the prices through the use of your power and innovation and making things better, and ultimately everybody, wins. The consumer wins because they get lower prices. You win because you make more money, but now you're also taking away the consumer's option to choose for whatever reason, and you are hurting anyone that has dreams of becoming a hot dog person. So that's just, there's my completely uneducated take on some complicated aspects of economics. And you sort of have that. That's what's going on right now. You know, you have basically price fixing, and now companies do that. Now they're having algorithms price fix for them. You know, so Jeff Bezos and Walmart, you know, a couple other people, they can get together and they can say, hey, let's agree to all use the same price fixing algorithm software, and we'll let it determine how we can combine our 3 Infinity Stones of big bucks retail and price fix the hell out of everything so that anybody else that wants to be an independent vendor will never be able to make money, or will make such razor thin margins of profit that they will have very little incentive to keep making whatever they're making. And so that's where, like, it's not against the law, it's not against the laws of capitalism, but should it be? Should these corporations have what they have now, which is, whoa. That's actually, I think a boss, or a quest. Duskwing, I think there's a quest called Duskwing, How I Hate Thee. So he's not a rare elite, he's an elite. I don't know that I could solo that bad boy. 18k life. Alright, we need one more plague. So anyway, I think that's what you're seeing right now. So if you're against bots, on principle in this game, because it affects your life, we're seeing that play out every day in our world. And if you're against Blizzard for not taking a bigger stand against bots, because Blizzard ultimately financially benefits from the bots. They get the bot accounts, and the amount of business that the bots drive away is not significant. It's way less than the amount of business that the bot accounts are bringing in. So, and also, they're driving up the amount of effort needed in the economy, which that might be enticing people to play the game more, because they're going to spend more time grinding and prepping for raids. So if you're against that, you should also be against the same types of things happening in the real world. Laws that are used to protect corporations as though they were humans, and allow them to have unchecked strategic ability in terms of how to price fix the market and narrow, eliminate their competition. So if you are all about pure capitalism, then that's fine. Then you got to accept that bots are part of that pure capitalism. There's the thing we need for Hameya's plea. This chest buried here is securely locked. Hameya's chest is open. Alright, so I could get a one-handed sword, which is a wound. I think I actually had this. You can get this in the World of Warcraft board game. Hameya's cloak. Arcane resistance? What? Nobody wants that. Oh, I get both. Cool. Do I have an inventory space? No. Cost us tender wolf meat. I don't want any of those things, but... the sword went way up there. Why? Should I put larval acid there? Oh, wrong thing. Alright, cool. So that was Hameya's plea. That's done. Anybody want to do that quest? Go for it. I don't think I'll do it twice. I'm cool on that. I don't think we need to do that on Horde. Don't really care. Not that cool of a quest. You talk to you find a note in this crypt, and then Leekon gets semi-political and out of his depth with things he doesn't know that much about. And then next thing you know, we get a useless cape and a neat sword, but one that is not useful to our particular build. Maybe if you were a rogue or a fury warrior, it might be worth looking at. Because it does have a pretty decent amount. If you look at it, it's 35.7 DPS, so not too shabby. No stat bonuses, but it does have a chance to wound for 80 damage. That's a pretty solid wound over 30 seconds. Pretty solid bleed wound. Alright, now we're going to head over and turn in the 3 things to Tyrion Fordring. And he gonna reward us. So sorry for waxing about that. You know, I think the world, I have noticed myself, and this is my own problem, that my purchasing power has steadily decreased over the past 5 years. The rate at which my income earning has increased has not matched the price increases, and that's just, you can blame politics, you can blame whatever you want to blame on it, but I tend to blame the people that are making the money most. I don't think, well, it's not even thinking. I know that the people at the highest end of the financial spectrum, the CEOs and the shareholders, they're not having lower purchasing power. No, they might have lower purchasing power with their dollars, because we all do. Their money has increased. Their profits have increased. So they're not struggling the same as me. I'm not struggling. It's just I've noticed. At first, it was an annoyance. Then it was this is not cool, to the point where now it's like, okay, this is worrisome.
Well done, adventurer. Come, rest. Let us eat and talk of days long past.
Okay, Demon Dog's done.
You are a shining example of decency, person. It has been long since I have felt the blood of heroes pump through my veins. Your acts of bravery are uplifting.
Cool. You will grow to tolerate the taste, human.
May the light watch over you. Bless you, young one.
Okay, now so we've done all 3 of those, and he's going to open up a quest called Redemption for us. So that was these 3. Okay, boom, bang, bong, boom. And look at us. We've already completed 4 quests today. And then this is giving us the quest called Redemption, next in his chain. I'm going to pick it up right now.
You have worked hard, friend. Rest your weary bones and allow me to properly introduce myself.
Oh, he's going to give us a story. I like that. Okay. I'm ready to hear your tale, Tyrion.
I must apologize for not being entirely truthful with you in regards to my identity. I had to be certain that you could be trusted. Few people would have selflessly lent assistance to an old and forgotten hermit. You have proven yourself as one of those people, a person of integrity and honor. And
thank you, Tyrion. What's of your identity? I decided Glee Contessa is British now.
My son, Talon, was only a child when I was found guilty of treason and banished from the Alliance to live a life in exile. I chose to remain here so that I could watch over him, to somehow ensure that he would grow up an honorable man. As I had hoped, he took my place as Lord of Mardenholda, but in a cruel twist of fate, joined the ranks of the Scarlet Crusade. He is now their High Lord Traveler. I must
That is terrible.
Race does not dictate honor, person.
What?
While you remain...
Indeed, the Scarlet Crusade are an aberration of the Order of the Silver Hand. You must believe me, human Talon. He's a good man. He needs guidance. He needs to remember what it is to be noble and honourable. I know that in his heart. He knows what he does is wrong. You help him. Will you help him remember? I will, Tyrion.
The Fordring redemption will be a difficult task. Are you prepared?
Yeah.
To help Talon regain what he has lost, you must gather items from his past. The first such item is a toy that I gave to him on his 7th birthday. It was his most cherished possession, a miniature warhammer, an exact replica of my very own. After I was banished for treason, his mother told him that I had died. He was taken to my false grave at the Undercroft, where he buried the hammer along with my memory forever. You must venture to the Undercroft and recover Talon's hammer.
Okay. Pretty cool. Pretty cool little... I just like this quest line and the fact that it's tied into that story. This is pretty cool. This is like some Chris Metzen, like... I mean, he did create the lore, a lot of the lore of the game, so it's not really like lip service or whatever. Oh, so we gotta go back down there. Might as well. At some point, we really should... I'm going to wait until he kind of sends us a little bit further afield. But at some point, we need to go back over here and turn in Auntie Marlene and this other stuff. I just like this quest line. It's a cool one. And you know, Retail actually has a really cool quest line with this too. First of all, it does keep this up. For some reason, I actually think it's a dwarf though. I think they change it. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me. And then they do a really cool Worgen traveling caravan quest line, which I just really like. This female Worgen like witch lady. Very cool. I do really like Cataclysm. I'm extremely excited to... I'm just excited to play all this stuff. I really like a lot of the lore that comes out of Retail, and I like, you know, call me... Hush your mouth, Gleekon. Don't you say that. Retail is trash. Oh, we need a... No, I really do like Retail. I like this game too. I like Classic a lot. I mean, I've been playing it with you guys for years now, and I haven't even touched Retail. I've not played War Within once. I'm saving everything. I'm saving myself for you guys. And Midnight's gonna come out, and I'm not gonna touch that. We're gonna be... We might be through the whole trilogy before we get to those. But I do think things are gonna go a lot faster once we enter... Retail. I mean, we got slowed down a week. I'm thinking March, April. So those, you know, it seems like a long time away now, but it'll fly. It'll happen before we know it. This is the Undercroft. This is where we were just at. So this is kind of where, had I pre-done this, I could have done it a little bit more strategic. I don't know if it's buried in the back where Hameya's stuff was, or if it's underground. No, it's right there. Cool. It's at this little grave. Oh, I didn't see that guy. So this is his false grave. Tyrion Fordring's grave, which... Not very moss flares on these. I don't know why these moss flares are just all over this place. So that's another cool element. And the ziggurats that are busted up, like... That's some Warcraft 3 stuff. Like, that's the obvious Scourge influence. But there's also this little ziggurat element to trolls. Roasted quail, you say? Roasted quail, you say? I gotta get rid of these sides. What was that? What happened? Oh. Whoa. Whoa. Looks like we got ourselves some competition. Great. I am not all about this life. Oh no. Crap. Jeez Louise, what is going on? I gotta run or something. I don't even know what to do here. At least let me kill one. Okay. Oh man, I'm screwed. Oh, I didn't realize they were all coming like that. Ah, that's unfortunate. I should have just gone after the one that had the hammer. I don't know if I did that or not. I did take one down. Maybe I'll be lucky and they will be still there. I didn't realize, first of all, I would have cleared out the area a little bit more. I don't have my lay on hands. I did just use some stuff. Probably could have used... I don't want to use my Might Stone, that thing's too powerful. But maybe I could have used, like, a mana potion instead. I forgot I have Light of a Loon. It's only 10 seconds. I've been sitting on that thing forever. But I don't know if I got the guy or not. I got one guy. Let's do control. Yeah, Oh, he's... There. That's annoying. So the guy that I got, his body despawned. Great. Okay, let's go with this. And I'm gonna go ahead and eat one of these. Retribution? Or no, I should probably go defense, actually. Let's go defense once this thing pops. Let's add a dense stone. Let's get as buffed up as I can. Okay. I'll use this little scroll, wherever that is. Okay, let's use that. Okay, I will use mana potion instead of life, if I can. They were just hitting me so hard. What else can I really do here? Don't want to do that. This thing. This crystal restore is the only other one I can really do. Oh, and let's get that. Let's go. Down to 3% damage since a horde took one of the things, probably for a quest. Okay, so we gotta kill this guy. I'm gonna try to kill him. And loot him. Okay. Okay, gotta go for this. Go for a heal here. Try to get these. Oh gosh. Let's see. I got a bubble on myself. Then I'm gonna go ahead and drink one of these. Add some more mana. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can survive. There's 3 dudes coming in. Okay. I got his hammer at least, so even if I die, I'll be okay. What else do I have? I got a minute, I gotta try to survive. These guys are a little weaker. Dang it. Try to get this heal off. Like, I would like to do some of these. I have this stun I could throw, but I'd like to throw a little bit more damage, but then I'm also trying to... Okay. A little bit weaker now, that's good. I don't see any healing. I need to survive 55 seconds. I could throw those 2 stuns if I needed to. But the goal is to try to... My forbearance is off, so I could use this bad boy. That'll help me some. Come on. Super close. I mean, luckily they're slowly killing themselves. With the rat. Okay, I should have saved that. Get him. Okay, I'm gonna back away and then I can use this potion. Get some life. Whew, okay. Yikes. Guys, I'd use everything in the bank on this one. Okay, so I did manage to 4v1 these dummies, and I got that hammer somewhere. I don't know where it went. Where's the ding dong little hammer? There it is right here. Alright. There's that troll. Whew. Okay. Tyrion, bro. I don't know why there was grave robbers. A bunch of dwarven grave robbers. A whole pack of them just decide to jump and get me. That was just rude. When I was prepared, it went a little better. Yikes, what a woofer that was. Okay. Now we can go turn in of forgotten memories. The fight took so long. I think it took more than 5 minutes. I think my might wore off. Whew. Yeah, I don't know what would have been better in the long run. I wanted to kill the guy fast, which is why I initially went with might. Maybe I should have went with blessing. It worked out, though. I can't really complain, I guess. But it was a little tight. I mean, we've used up some of these resources, which is good. So we're cleaning up our bag, pinch by pinch here. We still have some. Yeah, I accidentally almost tried to put that on. I haven't really been killing undead, so the Argent Dawn thing actually has not been helping me. But I feel like anytime I turn that off, it's going to suddenly start. Next thing you know, I'll be killing undead, so I should just go ahead and stand pat. Where are we at? I think we're at about halfway. Yeah. So about halfway through the episode, we've finished the runs, we've turned into Tyrion stuff, we've done the Hameya the Slayer, we're back here, we're taking the next step of Tyrion Fordring's questline. All good. He must be redeemed.
It was destiny that we meet, adventurer. You have blessed me with your kindness.
Tyrion blinks to hold back tears.
The Order of the Silver Hand was utterly decimated when Uther was slain. The boy held out for as long as he could. Pushed to the war-torn hamlet of Northdale, he made his final stand. Were any of the Order left alive, he thought, and did it matter? It was with that thought that Talon threw down the standard of the Order and renounced all that he had known. His honor left upon the blood-soaked ground of Northdale. You must travel to Northdale and recover that symbol of lost honor.
So, this is actually kind of cool. Okay, so that one I'm going to save. That one's far enough away that let's go finally turn in our Western Plaguelands stuff. So this is kind of cool. Alright, so you prove yourself to Tyrion Fordring. Now, kind of a hermit. Yeah, hermit farmer off in this terrible land, living alone. And he's really standing on his principle that humans are not like the peak race, you know. They are honorable people of all races. Now, us as the heroes in this game, we play these different races. We know that's true. But it's a common theme throughout stories and throughout regular history where, you know, people just have these inherent... People believe, not everyone, but probably a lot of people, more than these people would want to admit, they have these inherent beliefs that they hold, that some people are just better or different than others in different ways. And Tyrion stands on the kind of antithesis to that, where he says, you know, these orcs, these people that we've been, you know, training to fight for the past decades, they're not inherently bad. They have an honor system of their own, and even if we don't understand it, it's something that we should respect and treat them as equals. And it got him excommunicated in the early Alliance days, and that's why he's a hermit. I believe Eitrig, which we also have done recent quests for on the Horde, he, I think, is the orc in question that really proved that point to Tyrion. But it cost Tyrion everything. To uphold that principle, It cost him everything. He was excommunicated. He essentially lost his entire career. He lost his respected place in society. Went from being a respected member of the Alliance to a criminal. And on a personal level, he lost his wife in every possible way other than like her dying, because she left him and she lost all respect for him, and she then used that to lie and basically take his son from him as well. So it's really sad, and I actually kind of wax a little bit. It's been a few years since I read that book, but you could hear me kind of talk about some of the themes in the book that Chris Metzen wrote. It's kind of, in some ways they hit a little harder than a lot of the other books that we've read in the lore universe. He's definitely an amateur novelist, but he wrote some good stuff, and that was an interesting book. And now you have, okay, well, my wife made her choice. She's an adult. She doesn't want to respect. I thought I saw like a little something. All right, so where's that? Is it in the house? My wife, whatever, she made her own decision. If she doesn't want to love me anymore, she doesn't respect me anymore because she can't feel that way, fine. Oh, this is Marlene Redpath. I thought I was going for Tyrion's thing.
You saw Pamela. How is she? Is she alive? Oh no, poor Pamela. She was so young and such a happy child. She doesn't know what happened to her father, does she? My brother, Joseph? No, she couldn't understand what happened to Joseph, and even if she could, I don't have the heart to tell her. I wish Joseph could again be with his daughter, but it cannot be so. His soul was twisted by the scourge, and he became a monster. Oh, he is doomed. But perhaps we can change his fate. Search the graves outside for Joseph's monument. His body's not there, for it was trampled and destroyed years ago, but under the monument is his wedding ring. Take that ring to Chromie, a strange gnome with very strange powers. Chromie is staying in the ruined inn at the northwest corner of Endorhall.
Cool. Also, this is just a very cool quest line too. This is really such a neat zone. All right, so Auntie Marlene. Where did I put that? Right there. We actually finished that. And now we're picking up a strange historian. Yeah, so Tyrion now, this whole quest line is, so Tyrion's wife basically made the executive decision. And it's hard to say what you could really do, because imagine that you believed that your spouse was a traitor, that they were wrong more than anyone could be, and that not only were they wrong, but they were like morally corrupt and evil. Because you could make the argument that's what she believed. Okay, we got his wedding ring. She thought her husband did the unforgivable. That he financially wrecked and ruined their family on a set of principles. Oh, Joseph Redpath whispers, "Save me," when you take his ring. Okay, so whether or not you agree with that, I struggle with that, because I've been on both sides of that. I know I was raised by a fiercely, when it came to money and paying the bills and making sure there was food on the table, I came from a mom who was very bitter and pragmatic, and she might hold to high ideals, when it came down to it, but I guarantee you she would take the path that Marlene Redpath took here, which was that to say, you just took the food off of our dinner table, you just ruined us as a family because you had to do what was right. I'm not saying that my mom or Marlene Redpath in this situation is right or wrong. I'm just saying I I understand that thought process. I've seen it, I've heard it in action, and there is something to it. There's something to putting the well-being, the sustenance, the safety of your family above all other things. Okay, we're back to Chromie here. Let's turn in the ring.
Hello once again, adventurer. I sense that the flow of
Chronoboom.
time remains threatened by forces that are quite powerful indeed. Your continued assistance is always welcomed by the Bronze Dragonflight.
Alright, so we need to turn in a strange historian. There is something timely about your visit. You're not from the future, are you?
What is this? A wedding ring? Let me see. This ring was once on the hand of a great man, but there is much tragedy in that man's past. Are you here to help him? It's far too late for him now, but perhaps we can help him in the past.
Such a cool storyline, and it opens up. This is really the first time we start playing with the time thing, which they really do a lot going forward, and Chromie is central to all that, and I don't hate it.
To save Joseph Redpath,
I love it here.
Discover his past. We can learn this in the Annals of Darrowshire, a book held in the City Hall of Andorra Hall. Bring me that book. We can then learn Joseph's fate, and with luck, change it.
Okay, so we finished A Strange Historian, and we picked up the Annals of Darrowshire. So, as far as the mom goes, she felt betrayed. She wasn't consulted. That's another thing. So, it wasn't like he sat down and said, look, this is where I'm at. You know, this is what I feel is right. And I would never be able to live with myself and look myself in the mirror if I let this person be taken away or murdered or whatever when he has saved my life. And he, you know, I respect him. He's a person of honor. He doesn't deserve this just because of his race. So he never had that conversation with his wife. Now, would she have listened to it? Who knows? But she never had the option. So she didn't have the option to... They didn't... You know, their son was too young to be part of this conversation. So... You just... You can see that from her side. Playing devil's advocate here. Now, an argument could be made for support your partner. If they feel this way, have a little bit of, you know, faith and love and understand that, like, you know, this is how we feel. There's probably a good reason for it, and trust them, and even if you might be frustrated with the whole thing, have their back, be by their side, and get through the hard times together. That's a lot to ask for your wife and child to become fugitives with you, but you can see that argument as well. I'm not picking a path or anything. I'm just talking. So, as far as the story goes, the chips fall where they are, you know? She made her decision, he made his decision, and the person that really had no say in the matter for how things were going to unfold was the boy, Talon. He becomes central to this quest line. So in Talon's story here... Oh, there's the Annals of Darrowshire. Oh, they're all freaking over. Oh, I see. They say you cannot save him. The musty tome trap, I see. So they... Any of these books could be the real book. That one was a book called A Ruined Tome. So in between each one of these, I'm going to need to continue to rest up. These are decrepit guardians. So they know I'm trying to save him because they're just saying you cannot save him over and over again. Yeah, I'm going to need to drink up in between each fight with this. 2v1 bull be booty. Oh, then he just died after a certain amount of time. Interesting. Actually, let's go ahead and eat this. And I guess I'll drink this. Yeah, I can't risk it. So the mom went off and did her thing. And here's where you could say, okay, my gut instinct would be like, all right, you got to let the chips fall where they lie. If you wanted to, you could reach out to your son and give him the opportunity, but he's now led a life, and you know, you were removed from it. Do you have an obligation to do something about it? I don't know. I don't know that you do. And, you know, the mom did her... What does that do? Strengthen production. There's so much mana going into that. Now... Here's where, you know, and I feel like, okay, go be a hermit, let it be, let it go separately. Yeah, you cannot take the musty tome trap off. I'm trying to, see if I can kill him before he dies of natural causes. Didn't really matter. I wonder how many of these we're gonna have to freaking kill. I'm gonna heal up and drink again. I feel like we're getting pretty close to me going over to the shop right here. And when we do that, I'm gonna buy my oh, it's because I died again, right? Yeah. Now, what makes it complicated is that, okay, he did that. He became a hermit. He let the chips lie where they may. You know, and I can't actually argue with any of that. I think, and this might be messed up. This is not a popular take, but it's a byproduct of how I was raised. And that is, you know, people put so much stock in family. I feel like I'll get some flack just for saying it. And not to say that family's not important or anything, but an almost unnatural amount of stock in family. You know, we do not control who we are born into. We do not control how we get along with those people. The only thing that family really is a group of people that biologically created you, so you share DNA with them, and more often than not, you share a set of shared experiences with them, so you can really tie into, and you know, they will let you, you'll build that up, you know, you will, a lot of the times you can they know you the most, is I guess what I'm trying to say. There we go, finally got the Annals of Darrowshire. Can we read it? We can. Read as we walk. First of all, where do we turn these in? There's a rogue right there. Luck rogue. The Annals of Darrowshire. Whoa, 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 whoa. I walked right out into a big business area. We'll read this in a minute. And then we'll get back into my diatribe of why family's not important. Okay. I like where this is taking me today. I'm just gonna let it ride. Alright, let's read this. The Annals of Darrowshire. Darrowshire, named from the Darrowmere Lake to its west, is a village tucked into the southern foothills of Lordaeron, known for humble yet hardworking residents. Darrowshire stayed in the background of Lordaeron history until the Second War. Heroes were made during that war, and heroes were lost. The Battle of Darrowshire. The Battle of Darrowshire took place in the middle of the Second War when Scourge forces rampaged across Lordaeron. Darrowshire was cut off from the bulk of Alliance forces, but the town was bolstered by a company of troops, a contingent of paladins of the Silver Hand, and a staunch group of local militia led by Captain Joseph Redpath. The Scourge's first assaults on Darrowshire were sparse. Small groups of marauding skeletons and corpses wandered the outskirts of the village and were repelled, but the Scourge were not balked by the defenders' tenacity and responded in kind. Soon after the first wave of attacks, a second wave emerged. Champion ghouls, servants of the ghoul lord Horgus, screamed down from the hills and clashed with beleaguered Darrowshire defenders. The defenders weakened, but were relieved by paladins, disciples of the Silver Hand. Their leader, Davil Crockford, was a native of Darrowshire. He brought his followers to the village when he heard of the impending attack, and together with the defenders they held back the servants of Horgus. When Horgus himself entered the battle, he met with Davil. For many minutes they fought, and Davil eventually prevailed, but he suffered a mortal wound and died soon after defeating the Ghoul Lord. The battle continued, and Captain Redpath led his militia bravely, and it might have been won had the captain not been corrupted by the Death Knight, Marduk the Black. In the middle of the fray, Marduk rode up to Redpath, and with black magic he tore loose Redpath's spirit, twisting it into an evil shadow of the brave captain. The corrupted Captain Redpath then spread his evil taint among the defenders of Darrowshire, who betrayed their allies and slaughtered them. They then turned on the town of Darrowshire and killed all who hid in their homes. The remaining Scourge army, along with the corrupted spirit of Captain Redpath, then left the ravaged village of Darrowshire and tore into Lordaeron, adding to the pain and death of the Second War. It's a very sad story. I guess we didn't have any somatic intensifiers saved up. Did you find the book, Lee Contessa? Yeah, it was messed up.
Found it. Did you read it? Is Joseph Redpath mentioned? If he is, then perhaps we can save him. The Annals of Darrowshire tell a very unsettling tale. It says that during the battle, Joseph Redpath was corrupted and joined the ranks of the Scourge. He then betrayed the defenders of Darrowshire. That is an ill fate. If we can, we should try to change that fate.
Okay, let's find out the whole story. That's going to take some magic. There, it's done. The book has been enhanced. Okay. She's going to give us a quest called Brother Carlin.
The Annals of Darrowshire, through my magic, has gained pages at its end, and now it extends its history beyond the battle. One of the extra passages tells of another Redpath, Carlin, who survived Joseph's betrayal. Carlin's now in the Plaguelands to the east, at the Light Hope Chapel. Take the book and speak with him.
Alright, cool. Actually, can I sell you some stuff, girl? Yeah. Old Worthless Tome. I guess I can just drop those. I don't think I need the old Worthless Tomes. We can read this other Darrowshire thing. That's a 4 silver. That's pretty good. What else do we got here? Okay. Okay, the rest of these are quest type stuff. Okay, cleaned it up a little. Oh, I forgot to return on after dying again. Alright, so that was the Annals of Darrowshire wrapped up. Cool. And that gave us Brother Carlin. I think we already have Uncle Carlin, so now we have 2 reasons to go talk to this Carlin guy, which is good. Alright, now we finally have wrapped up this side stuff and we can go... We can go talk to, we can go down to Western Plagueland, or this place right here. I don't think I have... Oh, I have some minion Scourge Stones. I think I have enough. I don't know if you need 10 or 20. I can't remember. Alright, so back to my hot take here. So... all that is to say is, you know, family is important because of those things. You have genetic similarities, which are going to lead to some, commonalities. You often have a lot of shared experiences, and that is huge. It allows you to commiserate, understand, sympathize. There are people that know you and your tendencies well because they've spent more time with you than almost anybody else. But again, there's nothing that says those people have to excel in those roles. Plenty of people have crappy siblings, crappy parents, and we're not like Cain and Abel, am I my brother's keeper? Like, you're not tied into this. You shouldn't be. We, as a society, we tie all of this weight into family when it's really just a roll of the dice. And ultimately it's the family you choose, I think, that is so much more important. It's your spouse, your best friends. Those are the people on earth that I think you actually owe to. They're the ones that really truly matter. And tying this back into the Red Path story, I think we can get a little bit interested stuff here. Okay, first let's turn this SI7 stuff in. Any luck?
Rutger, Fredo, Turian, all dead. Where were they? Did you discover any more information about this bastard, the Blight Caller?
Flint clutches the insignias tightly.
Nah, Nathanos did this. Nathanos is the Blight Caller. Why? He was so noble. A Ranger Lord respected by all. The only human ever allowed to train under the High Elves. Now a ruthless agent of the Forsaken. I am sorry to ask this of you, adventurer, but High Lord Fordragon must be informed of this turn of events at once. Please return to Stormwind and deliver the news.
Alright, so the Eastern Plagues is now done. And that is going to open up the next quest line on this, which is the Blight Caller Cometh. And that's us going to turn it in. If we have to take him down, we're going to need a squad. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, so let's go ahead now and fly over to Light Hope Chapel, because I'd like to get us set up on that today. Let's see if... No, I'm not going to turn in any stones or anything here. We're going to worry on turning them in Light Hope Chapel.
Where would you like to fly to?
Alright, over to Light Hope Chapel. So that's cool. Yeah, so back to our story now. Children, I think, are a little bit more complicated. The way you feel towards your children. I think there is a social, biological, ethical responsibility to your children. And I am the first person to get in line and fight for young children. I feel like teenagers on down, obviously a little bit less over time, but I just have a soft spot in my heart for kids. I always have, because they are creations. In the beginning, you are genetic creations of other people, and your social creations of other people. Your bad habits come from others. Your mistakes are oftentimes products of your environment. Your ability to cope and have emotional, healthy emotional responses to stress and anger, that comes from your family. Those are learned behaviors. Your educational background, your ability to succeed in school, your ability to be a valued member of society, your work ethic. All of these are largely driven by your experiences, by your creations. Now, you can have 2 siblings, and I have 4 children that have vastly different work ethic and performance levels in school, and so there are other factors in play, but still they're manifestation of their experiences, and I take on any shortcomings that my children may have. I take them on myself. But 3 out of my 4 children are adults, in their mid-20s, and once you get to that range, it's not my fault anymore. I might be the reason why some of these tendencies you have manifest, but it's on you to overcome them. And ultimately, it is my wife that I have. She's the person I chose to have as family. She was there before my children were there, and she will be there after they have gone and started their own lives elsewhere. That is the relationship that I owe anything to. Now, as far as the Tyrion's forward-bringing story goes, well, he chose poorly. His wife is a jerk. She didn't feel that way. And I think this is common among mothers. She felt that betrayal that hurt her and the son was unforgivable.
What can I hand the corpses to me? I toss them in the pit.
Now, the restless souls, I come from a land down under, where women plague and men sunder. That's kind of funny that Caretaker Alan here is doing some, whatever that is, Flock of Seagulls, or I can't remember who sings that song. But if we look at the spreadsheet, this quest, the Restless Souls, the first step we can pick up, so we can actually pick up both of these quests. Zeldar the Outcast, we're going to pick up right now. And then Restless Souls, we're going to get both of them. Because Restless Souls Part 1, even though it's a dungeon quest, it's actually it's like a breadcrumb or something that takes us to the second spot, which is maybe Strathholm. I can't remember from my research. What does he sell? Hey, come back here.
Good day to you.
Alright, so we can buy our Morning Glory due from him. Cool. Now that cost us over a gold, so we better make that worth it.
Need something?
Zeldar the
Can
Outcast.
you believe that after all the trouble we have in the Plaguelands, we have to worry about thieves too? And not just normal thieves, troll thieves, and not just normal troll thieves, dead troll thieves. They're led by this big dead troll named Zeldar the Outcast, and they come here at night and steal bodies from the pit below, then take them back to their evil dead troll hideout, the Undercroft, to the west. Go there and take out Zeldar, adventurer. I'm sick to death of his mischief.
So that's where we did all the other stuff. So we do have to go back and get that. But I'm going to get the Symbol of Lost Honor first.
Hey there are those that died tragically in the fall of Stratholme. Many took their own lives, opting to hurl themselves into the myriad flames of the smoldering city rather than become one of the Scourge. They now walk the streets of Stratholme as restless spirits. We must aid them, adventurer. I have an associate named Egan who has been doing miraculous work with souls. Seek him out. He walks the eastern Plaguelands near Stratholme, testing his innovations.
He says, I should have taken the translucent pill. Funny. Alright, so that is going to introduce us to this guy who is a quest giver for Stratholme. So we're not going to pick up the second part right now, but we can do the breadcrumb in case we're over in the area. Alright, let's go ahead and talk to Craftsman Wilhelm. See what he has for us.
What's that? Master Craftsman Omarion just vanished one night. Like a toot in the wind. Poof! Gone! Bah! Now I'm the only one left to craft the goods for the boys on the front lines.
So he's just a blacksmith dude. I mean, I could smelt my 2 thorium that we have. Yes. Oh, we did not read the extended Annals of Darrowshire. Let's read that. Let's see what the extra books part said. Okay, so we have this, then we have the battle. All of that. Marduk rose up. Okay, so boom. Now from this part, the fate of Horgus the Ravager on is the new pages. Horgus the Ravager fell at the Battle of Darrowshire, but the evil within him was not fully spent. The victorious Scourge forces removed his skull from the battlefield of Darrowshire, carrying it with them to sow dread among the living they faced. Days later, the company of Scourge who possessed the head were defeated by Silverhand Paladins. Horgus's head was cast into Blackwood Lake. The fate of Marduk the Black. Marduk survived the Second War, causing great death and suffering with his foul, rune-laden sword. Although Marduk still lives, his sword was lost in a battle near Corin's Crossing. A dwarf captain shattered the sword on his enchanted shield, forcing Marduk to flee the field and winning the day for the Alliance. Marduk's sword sank into the earth and corrupted it, eating a gorge into the land now known as the Infectus Scar. That's cool. The fate of Davil Lightforge. Davil Lightforge died at the Battle of Darrowshire, but his bravery inspired the Alliance throughout the war. His book, his Paladin's Librum, was recovered by Scarlet Crusade troops. It now resides in the town hall of the Scarlet Crusade-controlled Hearthglen, often read by Crusaders eager to draw from Davil's strength. The fate of Joseph Redpath. Joseph Redpath was killed during the Battle of Darrowshire. His spirit was corrupted and took new shape in the creature spread great evil in Lordaeron. At Garon's Withering, east of Anderhall, the corrupted Redpath was finally defeated by Alliance forces. His shield still rests near the barn of the plagued farmstead, and Scourge minions are still drawn to the memory of his evil. The fate of Carlin Redpath. Brother to Captain Joseph Redpath, Carlin fell during the Battle of Darrowshire, but although terribly wounded, he was not slain. Days after the battle, agents of the Argent Dawn found Carlin wandering, weak from thirst and fever, near Corin's Crossing. They tended to his wounds and brought him to the Light's Hope Chapel. Grateful for their charity, Carlin joined the ranks of the Argent Dawn and now fights a battle of revenge against the Scourge. So that's pretty cool that we get all the history, and I hope we get to do things with all of those. Alright, so into the Scourge, here we have the Archivist. That's a dungeon quest.
What can I do for you?
You look at the Archivist.
Anything taken to an extreme is hazardous to
that's,
our world, adventurer.
That's Strathholm. I don't think that is on our original quest, the Archivist. That will be when we finally get to Strathholm. So, nothing to do there right now. Okay. Well, now we can do Minion Scourge Stones. We don't have enough. We need 20. And then the other two. These are already part of the Vanity Project. So I'm just going to check these off, because we don't really need to do them. They're just going to... We've already done them elsewhere. Also, we cannot re-get a Argent Dawn commission, although you could have picked that up from one of these people right here, too. This is the Epic Armaments of Battle.
Greetings, adventurer. I am Miranda Breachlock, one of but a few authorized equipment and material quartermasters for the Dawn. As you fight evil under our commission, all the while earning our respect and trust, you'll earn valor tokens from Duke Zverenhof. Tokens serve two purposes. Use them to gain increased standing within our ranks, or use them as tender in acquiring special items. As you improve your standing with the Dawn, you'll discover that more items will be made available to you.
And that guy that we just talked to for the Scourge Stones, he is this person. So, we are going to have to potentially grind out all of these. It just might be part of the Vanity Project. So, first, Miranda, could you please tell me the insignia cost of items that you're offering for adventurers with other reputations?
Certainly, adventurer.
Okay.
You only need to tell me what reputation you would like to know about.
Let's just jump to Exalted.
Certainly, adventurer. Adventurers that the Dawn views as exalted must submit a combined total of 12 insignias to access superior items. To access items of even greater power, they would be required to submit a total of 54 insignias. Those exalted in the eyes of the Dawn receive the greatest discounts.
Okay, so I don't really care right now, but for instance, Epic and Superior Friend of the Dawn we can look at right now. So let's look at Superior.
Greetings, friend. Have you insignias of the Dawn or the Crusade that you would like to redeem for items of power? I must warn you, purchases made at a friendly reputation with the Dawn come with a hefty surcharge. I would advise that you gain a better reputation with the Dawn before moving forward with your plans.
Okay, so we could do an 18-slot bag, a healing helmet to add to our healing set. My current healing helmet is not great. Those mail pants, whatever. The dagger I don't need. This band is like a tank helmet. Ring, I don't really... This band is a healing ring. So, some pretty solid stuff. But you need 30 each. We have 3. Oh no, that's Valor tokens. I don't even know where you get Insignia of the Dawn. So, I don't know where you get them from. So we can't complete those right now.
Safe travels.
Also, they're like, dude, just get other stuff. Alright, this person has The Fish Does Not Lie and Plagued Hatchlings.
Plaguelands are an excellent place
So,
to strike against
Strathholm.
The Forsaken Apothecaries are not the only beings in this world schooled in the sciences. I have been studying them for years.
Alright, so we'll talk to her later, but she has dungeon quests only. Establishing new outposts. Now, this is a PvP quest. That one we can do. Establishing new outposts. That's somewhere. Right down there. So I'm going to pick this one up right now. That's just like, go get one of the towers back, I'm pretty sure. Let's find out. Let's talk to him and see.
Welcome to the Plaguelands, adventure.
Oh, we need to capture all
As
four.
you know, the Forsaken and their allies hold the lands to the west of here against our best efforts. The Alliance commanders have decided that here in the east, we will establish new fortifications to tighten the noose around our enemies. Towers long abandoned since the days of Lordaeron are to be seized and rebuilt for this purpose. These lands are dangerous, and we could use your help.
Alright, so we'll pick it up, but they're all fine right now. And so what we'll do is, if we see in our questings the ability to take one back, we'll do it. But what we'll instead, if not, we'll save it for last, and then we'll go pick up the opposite version on the Horde, and we'll tag team. We'll take our Horde character, log on to them on this within one video, capture this, get the point for the Horde, then recapture with Alliance, and we'll just back and forth that. So that's not a big deal. Let's turn in this quest right here to Carlin Redpath. He's the leader.
We have all been witness to terrible tragedies, but we must not let them drag us to despair. Instead, hold those memories close, so that one day, we might find a reckoning.
Alright, Brother Carlin.
Have a good one.
You've come from the west. How fared the rest of Lordaeron? I know that Andorhol is lost. Has the scourge yet reached fair Trisful?
What is this book? The Annals of Darrowshire? That was my home before the war. My home before the battle that destroyed it. Why did you bring me this book? But look here. At the end there are pages that tell tales of the days beyond the battle. Here is a passage about me, and one about my brother Joseph. Is this book true? We must discover the truth.
Yeah, Crummy made it, dog.
The Annals of Darrowshire tells of the villains of that battle. It tells how the ghoul Lord Horgus the Ravager was destroyed by Alliance forces during the battle. His body was cast into a lake northwest of Corrin's Crossing, and his skull remains there. Marduk the Black was never defeated, but his fabled sword was shattered and lost. It lies at the bottom of the gorge west of Corrin's Crossing. Retrieve these items, adventurer. I know not why, but I am certain their fate lies with you.
That's cool. And let's also pick up Heroes of Darrowshire, which unlocks from
The
that.
Heroes of Darrowshire hold a place in my heart, and the book you brought me, The Annals of Darrowshire, tells their tales. It tells of the Paladin Davil Lightfire and how the Crusade took his Libram to the Town Hall of Hearthglen. Its passages also speak of my brother, Captain Redpath. After his betrayal, his shield was cracked and discarded, and now lies in the most unlikely of places, near the barn of Geron's Withering. Gather these relics, adventurer, for fate and tragedy surrounds them.
And then we'll turn in Uncle Carlin.
You've seen Pamela? She's alive? She's dead? No. Oh, Pamela, why does your spirit still suffer in this world? Why are you perished while fortune keeps me alive? In an instant I would switch places with you and wander dead Darrowshire, a ghost and alone. Ah, but this news cannot change fate. Thank you, adventurer. Now my duty to revenge burns hot as ever. See you later.
And now gives us Defenders of Darrowshire.
Many of the defenders fell at the Battle of Darrowshire, and many roam again as the ghastly servants of the Scourge find these poor souls and end their misery, hunt cannibal ghouls, gibbering ghouls, and diseased flayers. Many of these fiends were once the good folk of Darrowshire, and destroying their forms now will set their souls free. You will find them in Plaguewood and Corrin's Crossing, and in other Scourge strongholds of Eastern Plaguelands.
Okay, so that's cool. This is like a real quest hub. Alright, so let's expand some of these. So first thing we did was we turned in Brother Carlin. Alright, so Brother Carlin is turned in. And then that actually opened up 2 other quests. It opened up the Villains of Darrowshire and the Heroes of Darrowshire. So it opened up Villains of Darrowshire and the Heroes of Darrowshire. Yeah, so the way I have this kind of worked out is a little bit weird. Okay. Then we also turned in Uncle Carlin. Similar style. 2 separate crumbs with 2 separate paths, which opened up the defenders of Darrowshire. So we have a lot of Darrowshire type stuff, which is cool. It's a very cool questline. It's really the central questline of the zone. There is a dude, too. We need to kind of keep an eye on him. There is a guy that... Whoa. Oh, I guess you kill them and then free their spirit? I don't know. Alright, and then this is Kaylin Steelwing. She's the ghost talker. Rimblat Earthshatter.
I've been Excuse me, old habit. I'm Rimblat of the Earthen Ring.
I've been expecting you. Okay, her. Rain. That's kind of funny.
Hello, adventurer. Please excuse me as I am having a conversation with Rimblat. He believes that even this land is not beyond saving.
Rain, where should I look for savage fronds?
If you are one that prefers to hunt in the outdoor world, both Felwood's Trents and Ungoro's Lashers are an excellent source of fronds. If you are more of a risk-taker, the eastern and western wings of Dire Maul will provide you with a nearly limitless supply of savage fronds.
So, I mean, we'll do whatever we can, but savage flora?
I make a special type of armor for the brave
30.
heroes that enter Naxxramas, known as
We only have
Dreamwalker.
22.
They are able to provide me with most of the materials I require, but I'm always looking for those able to retrieve savage fronds from the flora of our world. You may think of this job as beneath you, but without the fronds, the armor could not be made. I am also in a unique position to pay you with an insignia of your choice, as both the Dawn and the Crusade supply me with funds.
Okay, so we picked that quest up. We can't turn it in yet, but it does allow us to get a certain amount of you know, whatever. Okay. Of those, of rep or whatever. Okay, so Savage Fronds is the regular version. Savage Flora, I mean. And then that will open up a repeatable. So when we go, we will go at some point back to Ungoro in order to grind those out. Or we'll look and see, is it better to go to Ungoro or whatever. But let's keep looking around out here. This guy right here, I guess you can protect him and he can give you a writ.
You got my...
Our caravans go out about twice a day.
I don't know when.
But I'll be damned if the Scourge haven't gone out of their way to stop Didier and his mules from getting shipments to the front lines. Craziest thing I've ever seen. If only we had the heroic adventuring types to help protect the ship.
So twice a day this guy goes out. I do not know when, but you can get a quest if you protect him. He'll give you this writ, this Packmaster Stonebruiser. I'm not going to wait on it today, but that's something we're going to have to try to follow. That's the Georgia, the bat handler. We can't talk to her. This is Emissary Gormok. He's an orc. So this is like the orc side of business over here. Here is Jace Farlane, a trade supply guy. Nothing we particularly need. Here's the Argent Medic.
I've got too much to do and not enough time to do it in person. Please get out of my way.
Alright, the Great Ezra Grimm. That's a Stratholme, so we don't need that. And then that's asking a lot.
These here Argent Dawn people commissioned old Smokey to do a little demolition work for them. Smokey's mammy ain't raised no dummy. When gold coin is slapped on the table, Smokey's services are available. That's my motto. Now, I'd be willing to split the commission with you if you're willing to do a little legwork. Here's the deal. I'm going to head over to Plaguewood and mark the buildings we need destroyed. You gather the components for the bombs. Meet back here when you've got everything. Deal?
Alright, so that's asking a lot. That's actually going to give us... we need to buy some stuff, which we are going to go to the shop soon. That'll be one of the last things we do. We need to go over to Stormwind. This is...
I'm far too busy.
They call me the Rooster.
Guess the smell with you, person. State your business or get out of my sight. You want a writ? What? Do you expect me to hand you a highly sought-after work order just for showing up? I think not, Scrub. Crafters from around the world bid for jobs here at the front lines.
Okay.
If you want a work order, you'll have to show me that you're willing to bleed for the cause. Bring me a valor token and we'll talk. And there's only one way to get your grubby little scrub mitts on those. Get to killing.
Okay, and we can do that.
See you later.
Commander Metch chews on his cigar.
What is it? I'm a busy man.
All right, here's how it works. For every valor token that you turn in, I'll give you another writ. You complete the order on that writ and deliver the order to Packmaster Stonebruiser. Got it? Good. Now get out of here.
Alright, so he gave me a Craftsman's writ, then you open it, and he gives you... so there you go. This is how we get the different quests. Are they repeatable? I don't freaking know. But that we're going to have to go through... Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Alright, but this is giving us... So we just did They Call Me the Rooster. And the Craftsman's writ is... we picked it up and turned it in, and then we picked up... I guess that's automatic pick up and turn in. Pick up and turn in that one. Oh, we did that. Okay. Now then we happen to get the quest Craftsman's Writ Runecloth Robe. The bearer of this writ is entitled to payment in the form of an insignia of their choice upon completion of the contracted work order. I'm going to try to balance between the two. Work order TR 7229 8 Runecloth Robes. All filled orders should be delivered to Packmaster Stonebruiser at Light's Hope Chapel in the Eastern Plaguelands. Contract is null and void if tampered with or damaged. Dispatch Commander Metz, the Argent Dawn. Okay, so we have the Runecloth Robe one. I don't know if we can do it forever. Is it random which ones you get? If so, I have to turn these all over to repeatable coloration. So we have to go buy 8 Runecloth robes. Let's turn in a few more. It's doing its glitch thing it was doing yesterday. Because I think we have... yeah, I've got 2 more Valor tokens. Jeez, come on. I don't know why the brain is like freezing up on my computer sometimes. Okay.
For the Alliance.
So a couple more.
Scrub. Now
Cool.
don't cry about your orders. Fill them or destroy them.
So we're trading these writs in, essentially. All right. Another one. So we got a second. So can you get more than 1 Runecloth robe? Yes, we can. And then Radiant Circlet. The bearer of this writ is entitled to payment in the form of an insignia of their choice upon completion of the contracted work order. Work order BS 80. 3 Radiant Circlets. All filled orders should be delivered to Packmaster Stonebruiser at Light's Hope Chapel in the Eastern Plaguelands. Contract is null and void of temporary damage. Alright, so we are essentially going to have to spam those forever in the hope that we find the right ones and get every version. Dang it. I don't know that we will. Dang. So I will do that as best as we can, and then we'll probably end up saving a lot of them for Vanity Project. Somebody down here has a quest. Who? Commander Thomas Helleran? Says he's here, but I don't see him. Maybe he's underground. And these are repeatable, so I have to go... I already know they are. Yet you think that recovering Ashbringer will somehow turn the tide of battle. Let me bring you in on a little secret, Commander. The power of the Ashbringer came from the man who would wield it. I was there, Commander. I watched him burn legions of undead in righteous fire before he would even unsheathe the blade. Thus your grasp on history is lacking. Now be silent and note where you are, lest I inform Lord Fordring and his knights that you're no longer here on amicable terms. I'm certain you would take great pleasure in seeing to your atonement. Alright, so this is Mataus the Wrath Crasher. So this is a Nax preview thing.
What can
He gives you a
Argent Dawn
quest
might be
called...
impotent idealists, but their delusional leader knows that they are outmatched.
Yeah,
I have been sent here as an emissary of the
What is it that you want?
He does give the Shadow and Ice Guard. I just don't know where they come from.
The Argent Dawn might be impotent idealists, but their delusional leader knows that they are outmatched. I have been sent here as an emissary of the Scarlet Crusade. An ambassador, if you will.
They're both
It
emissaries.
is doubtful that we could even dent the armies of Kel'Thuzad, united or not, but we might be able to contain them long enough for some sort of miracle to happen. As for me, I'll die in battle.
Marjan
See you
shrugged.
around.
So this is like leading...
What is it that you want, Lemming? Get out of my
Lemming?
sight before you find out why I am known as the Wrathcaster.
So these are people that want to work with, they're emissaries from the Scarlet Crusade. All right, Bone Scythe digs.
The title is misleading. I'm really a very nice
Rohan
person.
the
once you get to
Assassin.
know me.
Where can I find bone fragments?
Are you daft? Did you miss the bony skeletal creatures littering the landscape on your way over here? If you're the outdoor type, you'll find skeletal creatures all over both the western and eastern Plaguelands.
All right, actually, as a matter of fact, I think this is just going a little bit too far right now. I think we're going to... I want to talk to these people, but we'll pick up this episode tomorrow. We have a lot more to do, and then we have some Stormwind, and then we'll play with the spreadsheet as we fly back. But we got a lot to work on. Basically, now that we're getting... This is a real endgame zone. This is our first real one. Winterspring almost doesn't match this, because this is the zone where it's like, you're meant to stay here, and then especially when you start mixing Nax into the picture, it's got some real grind to it, some heft. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, listening, and tuning in. I look forward to continuing this with you tomorrow. For now, we have another episode in the pipe. 5x5.